Chiching says we can see that most of the civilians of Ukraine, old and young, are joining the military to stop the Russian troops. Is this a sign that that Russia may lose the war? So you are right, teaching the I would not say all of them or most of them are joining the war effort, but the Ukrainian government has released lots of prisoners, criminals, and given them weapons. They are also issuing AK-47s and various other rifles, automatic rifles, machine guns, Molotov cocktails, bombs, etc., to civilians. Right. So they are doing that too. Now, let's understand what this means. The job of defending the country is that of the professional armed forces. It is their job to do it. Now, when you are forced to start arming your civilians, what does it mean? It means that your professional armed forces are no longer able to do their job of defending the country, and therefore civilians need to be enlisted. So it actually is an act of utter desperation if you are forced to start arming the civilians. It means that you are losing the war. It doesn't mean the Russians are losing the war. It means the Ukrainians are desperate. They may lose the war. And the other reason why they are arming civilians, it's a very cynical thing to do, is to have more civilian casualties. See, if the Russians have been instructed not to deliberately harm any civilians, and we are seeing the evidence of that on lots of video clips that are circulating. They're not harming civilians in the face of all kinds of protests and provocations. But imagine the Russian soldiers come face to face with a person who's holding a gun. In that case, they have to treat that person as an enemy combatant. They have no other option. When you come across, when a professionally trained soldier comes face to face with a person holding a weapon, they are compelled to treat that person as an enemy combatant. And then what will happen is you will have civilian casualties. And that is great for media propaganda. The Russians are killing civilians. There are so many civilians who died. So that is a very cynical and sinister and diabolical thing to do, to arm civilians who have no training in using weapons. You can't learn how to use an AK-47 with half an hour or 2 days of training. You need a proper training course that lasts weeks. Okay, these weapons are extremely dangerous things. You can hurt yourself, you can hurt the civilian population if you don't know how to use it. And you can't learn how to use it in half an hour or even 2 days. So, so that's what's happening. So, if civilians are joining the war effort, it means that the Ukrainians are desperate and they are losing, and they are trying to create unnecessary civilian casualties in order to win the propaganda war.